him now to Kalawatarana, and he goes over the top for the first time. This will be the first boundary of the day. That's the way he plays. If it's up to him, he'll have a go at it, and he played that rather well over the wide mid-on.
Beautiful stroke. Was him just angling it in, over pitched, and Kalawatarana hitting it superbly.
Immediately the mid-on is made to drop back as far as he possibly can go. Remember, he's got to walk inside the circle by the time the ball is delivered. And there's another scampered single here from a blistering shot into the covers, but that was a very good save.
Syed Anwar making an excellent save. Nearly a run out. Golden rule always says never run on a misfield. The occasion was him getting back quickly, missing the stumps.
Shortish and pulled away through mid-wicket. This will be 4 runs.
Great shots. Waka Yunus just short of a length, not that bad a delivery. Kalawatarana rocking onto that back foot, pulls it superbly over mid-wicket. Does like that shot, gets in beautiful position.
So he's going to, I would imagine, bowl even more outside the off stump. And, well, he does, but exactly the same thing happens. He once again pulls him through mid-wicket. It didn't quite get it well enough for the boundary. They're going to go for a third. It could be dicey. Fielding is not good. There would never have been a third there to South Africa, but they made it with indifferent fielding. Wazim Akram from the commentary box end. To Kalawatarana, down the leg side, and it's flicked away, and this will probably go for 4, or will the fielder get a boot on it? He did get a boot on it, but it went off the boot and over the boundary rope. Now a little bit more commitment and a good sliding save there might have prevented 4 runs.
Was him drifting down leg side. We just watched this bit of fielding. Oh, very casual.
Another big in-swinger. It's well played this time by Kalawatarana. He's going to get 4 more runs. So Wazim, having bowled a maiden in his previous over, goes for 9 in this one. And it is 33 for no wicket.
Jayasuriya back down the ground. I think that's what he's been waiting for. Bowled so straight at him, and it's run away for 4. That's a good shot. Got onto it very quickly.
Fine shot from Jayasuriya, just slightly over pitched, coming into his leg stump, but hitting him nicely over the mid-on. Just looks as if he's starting to find his feet.
That's nicely timed. Well, that ball might be a little bit harder. Certainly gone off the bat a bit better. Hasn't got to the boundary, though. And the 50 partnership between these two players, Jayasuriya and Kalawatarana, the Sri Lanka wicketkeeper. Good effort. And that's the problem with no fine leg. Does swing it into the right-hander, and it's going to give him a problem if he doesn't get the line right.
Okay, so the man up at within the 30 meters to drift down the leg is asking for trouble. He has been swinging the ball quite appreciably through the morning. So quite a few runs, in fact, have gone in that area. It's a very dangerous decision to keep that man up.
Straight down the ground. This should go. Whoa, I was about to say go for 4. In the end, was a chance of a catch. Well, goodness me, end of the over. 63 for no wicket.
Hit away through mid-wicket. Might have enough on it to go to the boundary. Just wins the race.
The Sri Lankans move into the 70s with this shot. This was a half volley, and all he did was choose the gap and push it away.
This is swung away, one bounce, 4 runs, backward a square.
Well, now the sluice gates are opening. They've seen off Waka Yunus from that side. Razak, only a 19-year-old, is learning what it's like to bowl at a batsman of this class.
And he's obviously been told that you mustn't give Jayasuriya any width outside the off stump, so he's trying to concentrate his attack on middle and leg, but if he's going to pitch it short around that area, he's going to fetch. Another shot, and this might be big enough for maximum. It is.
Well, there we go. He's just not able at this moment, Razak, to keep it on the perfect line and length, and you just can't do that to a man like Jayasuriya. This ball was short. It wasn't that bad, but wow, did it go for very fast and hard into that crowd there.
And this is smashed away through mid-wicket, and that's 4 more. Too short.
Well, in limited overs cricket, you've really got to take your opportunities when they arise, and these Sri Lankans are very aware that it's the last over before the 15 overs are up, and that they are smashing away because of the limited number of fielders out of the circle. That one down the track, almost as though it was a spinner bowling, and he hit it beautifully. So he's looked very impressive here this morning.
So now what do? They've decided to take the short mid-wicket and drop him back to the edge of the circle, and the short fine leg has come up into a gully position, and that's what happens. It's 4 more runs down to fine leg.
But there's a tremendous lack of discipline among these Pakistan bowlers, one must say. At no stage have they bowled a line and length on or around about the off stump. Let the guy hit you over the offside. It's far more difficult to do that, but that was a gift.
Yes, this is very poor bowling, and poor Latif must be at absolute odds as to what he's going to do with his field, because the bowlers are just not responding. He's brought the fine leg up into a leg gully position because there must be 2 close men, and the bowlers are responding the way they are. And this is swung away again through mid-wicket. The mid-on will get round and prevent it from going for 4, but he has a second grab at it, and if they'd have run the second run quickly, they would have been able to get a 3rd run. So 2 more. Can be a leg by. No leg by, in fact. Must have been a bit of a scratch on that one, so that brings up Ramesh Kalawitarana's 50. It's his 6th in one-day international cricket, to go with the 100 he made against Kenya in Nairobi, and his 50s come from 48 balls, that's all, with 7 fours. It'll be more than a single, maybe. Oh, dreadful fielding. Well, symptomatic of the problems that Pakistan are having out there. Their fielding has been very, very poor indeed, and that is quite unforgivable.
Yeah, and this is the sort of thing that the Pakistanis can do. Look at that. No reason why a young man like that shouldn't have prevented the 100 partnership coming up, as it did in only 102 balls and 84 minutes.
Yes, and Razak, who is the fielder guilty down there, he's having a mare. 16 from the only over he's bowled, and now he gives away 4 runs down on the boundary. This is Ijaz. Oh my goodness, some splendid fielding by Ijaz. Appeals for a run out. They do take an extra run, and it has been referred by umpire Danny Becker to Wilf Diedrichs, who's the 3rd umpire, but he's safe. So Kalawitarana goes down the wicket and hammers rather well through the covers. Long run for the man out there in the sweeper position, and they can get 3, although it's going to be tight. In fact, I think this might be out. Well, that was a wonderful return there from Wazim in the deep. From Inzamam. I said a moment ago he's got a tremendous arm. He was slow to getting it to it. That's why they took the third, but he's got a tremendous arm, and I think that this is going to be out. Where's the batsman? There he arrives now. Oops, it's close, but I think he's got the bails off, and I think he'll have to go. Yes, no doubt about it. Wonderful throw from Inzamam, and the first wicket is down, and Kalawatarana has been run out for a very good 50 indeed. And a pity that his innings should end in that way. Encouraged to take the third because of Inzamam getting to the ball slowly. But
232 matches, over 6,000 runs, averaging just under 40, 36 and a half. And his best 131 not out last year against India in Colombo, or earlier this year. I'm not quite sure which way that season overlapped. 300s out of those 6,000 runs. And off the mark straight away.
Wide of the mid-on, shy at the bowler's end. The single was always there for De Silva, and that brings up the 150.
So hitting it wide of mid-on, having a shy at the stumps. And there we see De Silva well in.
Tunga has there. A good shot, he got hold of that. It's quite difficult to get right underneath the ball, but the Sri Lankan captain did.
Tunga coming down the wicket. Fine shot, well balanced, well over that mid-wicket boundary.
And the 200 up for Sri Lanka. Of 227 deliveries, so virtually a runner ball. Minutes are pretty much immaterial. That's how the runs have come. 59 balls for the first 50, 47 for the second, 72 for the third, slowed down a little bit there, and then 55 for the fourth. That's Ranatunga's 50. His 43rd in one-day internationals, along with 300s. Batting a little bit down the order. He doesn't find it too easy to get hundreds.
50 of 60 balls. Pretty good effort.
Really opened the face on that one and has finally got it over the rope for 4.
Good shot. Abdul Razak giving Arjuna Ranatunga too much room on that occasion. Frees up the arms, he opens the face. Finds a gap behind square on the offside. A good looking boundary.
For the Sri Lankan vice-captain, Aravinda De Silva, acknowledges the applause from all around this very quaint little cricket ground. That's a good shot. Now, that's a great one-day cricket shot. He did everything in order to be able to hit the ball in the gap. And the end of the over, 230 for 2.
Fine shot. He's been looking in that area for some time now. He got it exactly where he wanted it, over extra cover. Previous one went over backward point. That one was right off the full face. Beautiful one-day shot.
And that's where he'll get his next run. In fact, it might be a couple, and it might even be 4. Was him diving and missing it. So again, disappointing fielding by the Pakistanis, and it has cost them plenty of runs today. Their rather indifferent performance in the field.
Look how he's down the wicket. He knows there's no great pace in either the bowling or the pitch. But that was a forlorn effort by Wasim. And there is a fast bowlers union, so he'll be trying extra hard for his partner.
It's a bit of improvisation here, and it's going to go for 4 runs. Just whipping it over the mid-wicket's head. There's this backward square leg, and there's a long-on squarish, but that was 4 runs.
Well, this is limited overs cricket at its best, and he's the man who's put his foot on the accelerator first. Aravinda de Silva is still accumulating. Madrana Tunga is looking for the bowlers now. The moment he got to his half-century, he started to hit the ball over the top, and he's moved very quickly from 50 to 64.
Oh, dear me, this is going to be 4 wides it's going to be, but well, this is the 4th wide that he's bowled since he's come back for his 2nd spell, Waka. But really, Rashid Latif, the wicketkeeper, hasn't exactly set the tone behind the stumps.
He really hasn't. This is not what the Pakistanis want to see from their captain, and immediately Wasim Akram, you could see, just sitting down and watching this in despair.
And it's taken advantage of. It's hit out into the covers. Man racing around the boundary to pick it up. Does get there just in time, but they can get 3. And so another very expensive over. 12 from it, 258 for 2. This is a magnificent shot. Lots of bottom hand in it, but he hit it very, very ferociously through the covers for 4.
Absolutely super, and this is what I was talking about. There's no margin for error for the bowler now. The moment that he sees this one in the slot, bash, away it goes. Perfectly into the gap.
Told him. A mighty swing there from De Silva, trying to hit it right out of the ground. And at last, Wasim Akram has got one through. And De Silva out for a splendid 62 from just 79 balls. And it was just literally a case of putting it on the wicket straight, and the batsman at this stage going to play a typical one-day shot, trying to hit it right out of the ground.
And the most incredible thing about this innings, which was so good, at the bottom middle of your screen, 1 boundary, 1 4 only in that 62 in 79 balls. So an excellent bit of virtuosity by this little man, and he's really set his team on the victory trail.
Approaching 5,000 runs. His average is okay. Oh, that was a very dangerous ball indeed. And in the end, Mahanama did wonderfully well. Not only to get some bat on it, but in fact, in the end, to get 4 runs down through the slip area.
And of course signaled no ball quite correctly by Danny Becker. This one definitely was waist high. We saw him being a little lenient earlier, but there it was, almost chest high. Brilliantly played.
It was. That's what we call an H to H. He just chips us up into the cover area. Again, it dropped short of the man out there, but I don't think he made the greatest of efforts, and it's gone for 4. Oh dear.
Well, once again, the Pakistanis letting themselves down in the field, because this was a good delivery. Once again, the cutter lifted by Ranatunga into the cover area. The fielder he should really have come roaring in and even perhaps dived at that one. It was worth it, but he didn't. The ball spun away and then went for a boundary. So it really was ignominious.
Yeah, he needed to commit himself to the dive here, I think. Bailed out. This has gone high up into the air, and the cover man calls for it and takes it. Azam Mahmood gets underneath that. It was as easy a catch for Wasim Akram off his own bowling, but Azhar had his sights on it, and he called for it early, and so Wasim let him get on with it, and he took it rather well. So the end of a wonderful innings by the Sri Lankan captain, Arjuna Ranatunga.
Yes, he only batted for 82 balls for that 86. And he hit 5 4s and a 6, but superb was his improvisation, running between the wickets with the silver, and it's built the Sri Lankan innings to this mammoth proportions.
And so he goes for 86 from just 82 balls, 5 4s and a 6, not a high proportion of boundaries, and Sri Lanka losing their 4th at 287. Sneak right through, and Wasim Akram stands on a hat-trick. Mahanama, the batsman, facing because of the fact they crossed while that ball was up in the air when Ranatunga got out, and one that kept a bit low and sneaked through behind him and hit the leg stump. He moved right across his stumps. They exposed the leg stump, and Wasim Akram hit it. Gone for 10 and 5 for 287 now.
So now we have a new name to pronounce.
Jawadina on the hat-trick ball, survives it, gets a run in fact down to third man. Azam Mahmood has to bowl the last over, and he's immediately hammered down to long off for a single, and they're going to go for a second, and a direct hit will see him just turn and run away to the pavilion. Umpire Danny Becker does not even have to involve the third umpire. The batsman knows he hadn't made it. It was a cheeky second run, but at this stage, with still wickets in hand, why not take the chance?
Oh yes, put the pressure on the fielders. They haven't done well all day, so the chances were very good that they would do it again. It wasn't to be, because Wakar out there just stands there and hurls it in. He wasn't even walking in, he didn't run in, but then his throw was perfectly accurate on the full, and we have a run out. Chandana leaves for 1.
So flurry of wickets falling, 291 for 6. Doesn't look as though the magical 300 is going to be achieved. 4 balls remaining, mind you, but 2 new batsmen at the wicket. Not easy for them to hit boundaries. Not a bad bat. You see his average of 27, always coming low down the order. Per 6 balls, 4.1 runs. Slower one here from Mahmood, and it's just tapped away on the onside rather, and they get another single. So 7 wanted to reach 300 from 3 balls. This is hit well out into the deep mid-wicket area. Long on, getting round. Doesn't pick it up cleanly, so they get 2, and thinking of the third, the striker Jawadina slips as he was trying to turn for the third, and so they settled for the 2.
And this was another sign that the Kikuyu out there is reasonably thick. It held the ball back, and only 2 accrued.
Mighty swing here from Jawadina. Thoughts of running a bye. Rashid having a go under arm at the stumps, but he would have been back. looking for the boundary. So a mighty swing from Jayadina. There's one ball remaining now. And it will need a big hit to get the 300. Appeal for LBW. Try at the stumps. Another run out. Well, suddenly the Pakistanis are throwing the stumps down from everywhere. By Azam Mahmood there. They had to try and sneak another single as he once again went for the big shot, missed it, hit his pads, and Azam Mahmood turned to appeal and then saw that they were going to scamper the run, and immediately concentrated more on getting the ball in his hand, which he does there, and he has plenty of time to turn, take aim, throw down the stumps. Batsman not in the frame, and Mahela Jayadina run out for 6.
Saeed Anwar. This is his 148th game, over 5,000 runs, just 140 short of 5.5. Averages 40, and runs on average per over bowled to him, per 6 deliveries faced, he scores at 5 and over. So pretty useful performer one way and another. 194 versus India in Madras, 96-97, his best. And he's going to need to repeat that, I think, this afternoon to give Pakistan a chance of winning this game. Down the wicket and smash over extra cover. One bounce 4. Good aggression from Saeed Anwar.
Fine shot from Anwar down the wicket, hitting it on the up. Over head of cover, nobody deep on that side of the wicket, and he's looked very impressive, hitting the ball well.
Smashed away again, square of the wicket. Great shot.
And a fine shot from Anwar, hitting over pitch, he gets onto very quickly, lifting it over the short cover field, square on the offside. Very strong square on the offside.
And now gets into the act and seizes up. Razak has whacked that over extra cover and has seized up as if he'd been shot in the back by a sniper.
Yes, he'd been struggling with his footwork, and what a fine shot, but obviously in pain, seized up totally. I just wonder how much longer is he going to continue to bat.
A brilliant catch. My goodness me, that was good. He lathered that straight at Mahanama, who's in at a short catching cover position, and he held on to it. Amazing.
Excellent piece of cricket. It wasn't a bad shot by any means. Saeed Anwar likes him in that area, hit it pretty well. Roshan Harmana is a specialist close-in fielder. What a magnificent catch.
Well, Saeed Anwar hits those as hard as anybody I know in cricket. And that was the full face of the bat. He smashed it, as he has done on 2 other occasions where they've gone for 4. And a brilliant catch by Mahanama. 17 Anwar made of only 15 balls with those 2 memorable cover drives for 4. Pakistan 31 for 1. Ijaz Ahmed coming in at number 3. Needs 1 more for his 200th one-day match. Straight down the ground. Hit that very hard. Back past the bowler for 4. This he goes airborne. It's a huge hit. I think that might have been onto the roof of the little stand just alongside our commentary box here. Now Razak faces up to push for Kamara, and he's caught and bowled in. So Razak's agony comes to an end as ever so slowly he limps away, having offered a return catch to Pushkar Kamara, and he took it rather well, as it was to his right shoulder in the follow-through, and he checked well to be able to take the catch. And this poor man slowly makes his way off.
Good catch. Pushpa Kamara. It's a long run-up and a rapid follow-through. Catching something hitting back at you firmly like that in that situation is never easy, but he did it well.
So Razak gone for 15, and Pakistan now 2 down for 46. Again, Kepler would say that the conditions suit Inzamam. You see his record is tremendous, 38 the average. Pushpa Kamara bowls, hit high and very handsomely by Ijaz. Now suddenly, where does Ijaz find this form from?
He's an amazing character. He hasn't looked like scoring a run on this tour so far. He walks in today and he's just hitting the ball unbelievably well.
It is quite remarkable.
Oh, he smashed that. Goodness me. Over the MTN signs. 6 more to Ijaz.
33 in 22 balls.
And that's beautifully timed. Talking of timing, Lee Irvin, that's run away to the boundary as well.
Well, you could see that he knew what Chavinder Vas was going to do. Change his line, 78 for 2.
There you go. Over the top. 6 again. Beautifully executed stroke that, and you'll see why on the replay.
Well, the excellence of this stroke was the way he made a room to get himself the space to hit the 6. It's 89 for 2.
That's his 50. He's 28th in one-day internationals. Offers a little prayer and salutes the crowd. 17 overs gone, 99 for 2. Just 1, and that brings up the Sri Lankan 100 in the 18th over. Pakistan 100, I should say.
Now he does come down the wicket and hits a huge one. This could break a window here. Oh. Well, it's coming straight for us in the commentary box. Goes to Ijaz, who swings. It's in the air. He might be caught. He is caught. Very good catch at backward square leg there. And Ijaz Ahmed has gone. And that is a very important wicket for Sri Lanka to pick up. Ever so dangerous, Ijaz Ahmed. He just didn't keep it down, or alternatively, he didn't loft it high enough over the head of the fielder down at backward square leg. See, down on one knee, and he made a reasonable connection, but not good enough. And so the end of Ijaz. Caught by Pushpa Kamara for 59, and faster than a runner ball, 55 balls, 3 fours and 4 towering sixes. Pakistan 3 for 126. Down the wicket, hit it high, over cover, and that's 6. Very good. It clears the crowd. Tremendous shot there. And this by Moin Khan, not Inzamam. What a fine cricket shot that was.
Moin Khan picked up the flight and come down the wicket quickly and lift it over extra cover for 6. That's a good cricket shot that very few sixes are hit over extra cover.
Oh, that's a good shot. Absolutely straight. He doesn't move. He knows he's hit it hard enough. Up against the Standard Bank hoardings.
From a Pakistani point of view, it's pleasing that Ijaz got into some good form today. Inzaman as well. Both players have been struggling on this tour. They're such key men in this Pakistani batting lineup.
One more, and Inzamam ul Haq goes to his half-century. Nicely played, but he's got to do more.
So what wants to do, it's up to him. If Pakistan want to win this match, he's their premier batsman. He's a fine player.
Down the wicket, he's hit that miles. Over the side screen. Might have landed in a big hole. Terrific shot.
That's huge. That would earn him a bus ticket into town. It was a superb shot. Straight drive. Strong man. Perfect timing. Out of the ballpark.
Same shot is repeated, and he could be run out. Back in time. Fortunately, Inzamam sent him back quickly and early.
Trying to repeat the shot directly to the field. Excuse me, to the fielder.
Well, what happened there is, Graham, that the wicketkeeper actually knocked the bails off before the ball reached him. You see, there they go, and then he has to pull out the stump. By then he would have been home, but if he hadn't have done that, I think he might have been out. Playing the reverse sweep, he should be caught, and is. Easy catch for Chaminda Vas. And Graham Pollock was talking about the frustration, and that's what brings about an attempt at a shot like that by Moin Khan. And an easy catch for Chaminda Vas at short third man. The way he played, it turned him into a short fine leg.
Attempted reverse sweep from Moin Khan. He's getting underneath it. Chaminda Vas, the man just behind, square on the offside. An easy catch for him.
Yes, with that man in that position, it's a very low percentage shot, that. And Moin Khan paying the penalty. Out for 34, but not a bad innings from 48 balls. Just the 1-6 that he hit over extra cover was a magnificent shot. And now Pakistan 212 for 4. So Mohammad Hussain comes to join Inzamam ul Haq. He's a young man of 21. He's only his 11th match and hasn't featured very much yet. Chandana, in the meanwhile, to Inzamam, opens his shoulders, coming towards us in the commentary box again, and just time, thank goodness, it's just below the commentary box windows that it hits. And he hits it. It's a good hit too. I think it might go for 6. Man was out there at long on trying to get round and make the catch, but he couldn't get there in time. And if he had him, I don't think he could have done much about that. Good blow by Mohammad Hussain.
Fine shot from Hussain, straight back over Chaminda Vas's head. He really collected that one well. Was a man in the deep, makes a great effort, but 6 vital runs.
And Hussain hammers, and he's picked the gap beautifully between the man at cover point on the boundary and long off, and that's 4 very, very good runs.
Wow, that's massive. That's all it takes to suddenly put it back to 7. Smashed it over long off. What a great shot. Wouldn't have been any good had they had the chat, because the middle stump is removed by Chaminda Vas with the perfect delivery.
Well, Mohammad Hussain has really done a fine job here. He's only made 20, but he made them in 18 balls, and he gave a lot of the strike to his senior partner, but that really was a first-class ball from Chaminda Vas. He's been punished today, and certainly that was the perfect answer to this Pakistani dominance.
Mohammad Hussain, I referred to him just now as Wasim Akram. My apologies to both of you gentlemen. Out for 20, Pakistan 260 for 5. So, Azhar Mahmood, we've seen his capabilities with a bat, so that average of 15 just goes straight out of the window. 2 successive hundreds against South Africa in the Test series out here, plus a century on debut in Pakistan. Here it is to Inzamam. It's down the ground, he's hit that very hard through the mid-wicket area. It's away for 4 and 100 for Inzamam ul Haq. And what 100 it's been.
absolutely scintillating. In only 101 balls, he's been out there 142 minutes, 3 4s and 4 6s, and those 6s mostly were enormous. But this man came in, he was out of touch when he came in. He pushed around and took the singles and got himself into form, and now his 100 could not have been scored with a more dominating shot.
That's up in the air. Long off comes in to get under it and does so, but importantly, Inzamam has crossed. As a Mahmood not really getting it in the middle of the bat. And another wicket falls, and more drama unfolds. Long off. Positions himself. Catches a comfortable catch.
Pushpa Kamara has actually been involved in most of the wickets that to fall today, and Mahmood goes for 2, and now it's 269 for 6. Wasim Akram, the man that Robin Jackman thought should have been in, is now there.
That's out of the ground. What a way to finish. The crowd roar on. The players run off. Sensational finish from Wasim Akram, and over to spare. Pakistan romp home against a huge total of 295 set by the world champions, and these are scenes we don't like to see out on the square at the moment. We thought they had gone. Somebody wants a souvenir, and that's not necessary. Security have got there early, but this was the last ball of the game.
And what better way to finish it than with this magnificent stroke by Wasim Akram, right out of the park. The game was over, but my goodness, that was dominance, and he walks immediately that he sees the ball going to carry over the fence, and it brings up the Pakistani 300. They then see the crowd running onto the field, and in their delight they have to run